Welcome to the live stream, everybody. Thank y'all so much for your support. I mean it. Thank you, Alaska. CPU. Welcome to the fourth quarter. Really appreciate your support. Jacob Tanjay won't be on here today. He's traveling, man. He's on a cruise, man. Enjoy, brother. But Michael Beecher Life is here. Thank you, brother. Shout out to the NTZ crew. Appreciate everything y'all do. All my other fourth quarter members, there's Jeff Retired. What's up? All my old heads, there's Doubtful Genius. I do want to take a second and thank everybody who helped elect. She hasn't given me any final tally or anything, but whatever you sent was enough, man. I just want to thank y'all, man, because y'all know we don't ask a lot. What's up, Gregory? There's my old heads. What's up, son? Serious? What's up, Johnny? Says, that's your son? Yeah, but hell, you wouldn't recognize him now. That's an old picture. That was prior to us leaving the United States. That's somewhere between 2016 and 2018, the 2 years we lived in that house. Hell, he's 14 now. You wouldn't even recognize him. But any new viewers and subscribers join us. Welcome. What's up? 6ix9ine. Anybody catching this on replay? The peso at the time of this airing is 61.57. And remember, I don't really pay attention to any of that stuff during this war. You really don't know what to believe. He said, hello from Las Vegas. 6 more months we come home to Cavite, man. Enjoy, guys. I'm going to talk about the sacrifices we make to move abroad, and some of them you don't even know you're going to have to make. But I do want to send my condolences, man, to the people up in Luzon, man. Habagat is going on. That's a heavy rain and winds. There's a lot of flooding going on. Schools are closed. Some people sent me some footage. Shout out to Kaz from Makati, man. It was flooding in Makati. Then Richie Rich sent me a video of it storming there, man. You couldn't see 6 inches in front of your face. But then 15 minutes later, it was crystal clear. But yeah, guys, and also the U.S. Embassy is closed to the public because of heavy rain. Heavy rain and flooding. I got that message from STEP. If you're not, if you're not signed up to the STEP program, guys, please, it's very important. Because a lot of times, when you have to go to the embassy without that STEP, you'd have went today and it'd been closed. You'd have wasted your time, your money, and everything. He said, hey, Cal, just saw where you can do the proof of life over the phone now. Yeah, but they don't do everybody all at the same time. I got that message from Step 2. It says that this time they're only calling people 90 years and older. And if your social security numbers end in 00 to 49. It's a few other scenarios, and they do it every 2 years. But yeah, you're right. I saw that too. Somebody sent me that link. There's a number you can call. I just ate 2 bananas. That's why my head is hurting. What's up, Sharon? We're going to have that. Thank you for the super chat. We're going to have the members only live stream in the morning. Sharon gave me a great idea. She wants to talk about collaborations, whether it be business, whether it be investments that this community can engage in. It's a great idea. Because, you know, what we can't do alone, we can do together, man. But, you know, I always have a title, a topic, brother. YouTube is not a game. I want to repeat that. YouTube is not a game. It's a business. But remember, this is your live stream. We'll talk about whatever you want to talk about. What's up, Mike? But before we start, I want to talk a little bit about the video I made yesterday. Why you people triggered? I don't care who you are. When you decide to move overseas, there's going to be things you're going to miss from your old lifestyle. You're going to reminisce. Some people are going to say, man, I wish I could just go down to Kroger and get me a nice T-bone steak and come home and cook it on the grill. That's all I was doing. It had nothing to do with being homesick. Look, as a black American, I'm speaking for myself. I'm not speaking for all black people. I come from a unique culture. And a lot of what I grew up on, it's not out here in the world. It's only available in America. So no matter where you go to, it's not going to be there. Okay, I'm sorry. What's up, man? Hey, I love you back, brother. I mean that. But moving overseas ain't easy. You guys think it's easy. All you worry about is, do I have enough money? It's going to take more than that, man. You're going to make sacrifices you didn't even know you had to make. And one of them is your old lifestyle. You're going to miss it. Yeah, it's about growth. Yeah, it's about enjoying the fruits of your new location. But you can't forget all those years. I was 55 when I moved over here. Hell, macaroni and cheese, not mac and cheese. We call it macaroni and cheese where I'm from. Cornbread. You know, a lot of times it was that Jiffy cornbread. It's not available here, man. I can't get it. I'm sorry. Okay, real fried chicken. Where your mother cooks the batter in front of you with the flour and the eggs and the salt and pepper and rolls it up and fries it in the lard and all that. It's not available over here, guys. Okay? I'm just being honest with sweet potato pie. Come on, that's collard green. Oh, they can't dance over here. There ain't no rhythm in Southeast Asia. Where you gonna go and sit back and watch? Even though I didn't like to get up and dance all the time, I like to go to the club and watch other people boogie down, bopping on the music. That's not out here, guys. That's only in America. Okay, so stop with the foolishness. You know, everybody's got to push back on no matter what you say. We're having a conversation. It's going to lead into YouTube. It's not a game. But a lot of what I love is not over here. That doesn't mean I'm not happy. But from time to time, I'll be like, man, it sure would be nice, you know, to have some of that. A good hot plate of chitlins with coleslaw. You smother them chitlins in hot sauce. Have a old big cold glass of great Kool-Aid. Hey, Rashard, thanks for that super chat. He said, Unc, you're not going to get banana pudding. Thank you for reminding me of this. Banana pudding? Okay, with the Nilla cookies. You're right. You're not going to get the honey cornbread overseas. Yeah. We don't call it mac and cheese where I'm from. It's macaroni and cheese. Yeah, everybody, oh, it's this community that you're talking about. No, I'm talking about my culture, man. It's a rich, unique culture that's been copied over and over and over. Stolen. People try to make it their own. Mimicked. Laughed at. But I'm proud of it. Being on the porch, man. See, my mother bought a house on 34th and Garland. We were 3 doors away from the corner. And, you know, Garland was the street people would go to on their way to Shiny Park. And we just sit on the porch, man, drinking beer, whatever, watching the cars come by. Bopping the big speakers in the car and the gold rims and all that stuff, man. But then when I talk about it, it's negative, some guy says. There's nothing negative about that. Reminiscing. He says, I tried making a sweet potato pie the way my mom used to make it with Filipino sweet potatoes. He said, it's not the same. Absolutely, it's not the same. Okay, my wife, my Filipino wife, when I took her to America, right? About 2 or 3 times a month, we'd go over, we'd all come together. Filipinos and foreigner couples would come together and have these dinners and stuff. And they would try to reproduce their meals from home using American ingredients. Man, it didn't work, man. It did not work. Hey, Alaska CPU, thank you so much for that super chat. He said, beautiful family. I usually don't get to see them. Treat them. Yeah, hey, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, he said FBA culture. Let's be real with the nitty. Yeah, I'm just saying. And it's only unique to America. Yeah, they've got brothers and sisters in Thailand. They've got the brothers in the Philippines. These are great organizations, man, where you can come and connect with, people who have a lot in common with you, man. But I'm sorry, guys. You're going to miss out on a whole lot over here. Yeah, he said, banana pudding is far. Yeah, peach cobbler. No, we're not complaining. This is what y'all don't understand. We're not complaining. This has nothing to do with complaining. I'm telling you, Dan, hilarious. No matter what culture you come from. If you out in New England and, guys like that, I got friends here from Rhode Island. They say, man, I miss those oysters and different things that, the way they fix it over there. You can't fix it over here. Chili. I'm talking about, they call it 3-way chili, but we just called it chili. It was always 3-way with us. Really 2-way. You had the noodles and the hamburger meat that my mother used to crush up and put in there. Man, you talking about make you bite your tongue. I haven't had some good chili ever since. A spaghetti ever since. Yeah, right now it is. You know what I'm talking about. When it's time, though. But yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about with that, guys. Come on. I know y'all frustrated. I get it. But I'm trying to give you fair warning. It's like Alaska CPU said, yeah, in 6 more months, man, look, enjoy what you got right now, Alaska CPU. And everything that you used to, because a lot of that is not going to be available over here. Not that the Philippines and Thailand, all these places don't have anything to offer. It's not what you're used to. It's a big, big sacrifice. We think it's nothing. I'm sorry, it is. But let's get to, black eyed peas. I forgot to say that. I got it wrote down here. Black eyed peas. Quit playing. Quit playing. I'm just telling you. I was even talking about Big Shirley, and yeah, although my woman is Filipina, it don't mean that I don't like watching black women and their styles. They're very stylish. They trendsetters. I'm sorry, but they are. It don't mean I don't like looking at that. Oh man, things are getting more and more expensive. Everything's more expensive. Okay? What's up? Yeah, hot water cornbread. Man, y'all know what I'm talking about. What's up, Angelo? Hey, Rashard, thanks for that super chat. He said, when I was stationed in Hawaii, I miss Old Bay seasoning. Yeah, steamed crabs, crab cakes. You miss the neighborhood restaurants, not the commercial. It's so much. You're going to make sacrifices that you didn't even know you had to make to move over here. Some guy was in the comments. He said, man, yeah, I miss being around my fellas who get what I'm saying. We laugh at the same jokes. Okay, the sarcasm and all of that. I'm sorry. He says, I made spaghetti with my wife for the first time in her life, and it came out great. So we made it for 3 weeks straight because we really enjoyed it. Yeah, we had a great time making it. I love spaghetti as we eat it in the hood. And because I've never really lived in the ghetto. But, you know, anywhere where black people live is the ghetto, is what they say. And you just say black, and people get triggered, especially if you say black man or black people. People get triggered. Like, dude, I'm viewed as a black man over there. I'm not an American. I'm viewed as a black American. Oxtails. What do they say? Oxtail soup? Oxtail stew. Yeah, they know that, man. Cream of wheat. He said, yeah, shrimp and grits. Come on, bruh. But when we talk about it, people get upset. But let's talk about this. YouTube is not a game. And I made this topic. It's a business. Because everybody pushing back on the video I made today. Oh, I'm not on YouTube to earn any money. YouTube don't give a damn. They're saying thank you. You're earning me money. You can't make the grade, so you say, oh, I'm only on here. I'm documenting my travel. That's good. Or if I never get monetized, I'm fine. That's fine. But that's bullshit. It's because you cannot make the grade, guys. Okay? Everybody knows that YouTube has announced some major updates in the YouTube Partner Program, basically doubling the entry thresholds for ad and premium revenue sharing for new applicants starting February 1, 2027. So now the subscriber count didn't go up. But for anybody who thinks that getting 1,000 subscribers is easy, let me throw this at you right here. Out of the millions and millions of YouTube channels, less than 9% achieve the 1,000 sub threshold. See, it's already brutal. Okay, then the 4,000 watch time hours is turned into 8,000. So 2 to 3% of YouTube channels are monetized. It doesn't mean they're earning enough money to pay their bills and quit their jobs. Significantly less than 1% of YouTube channels earn $1,000 or more per month. Let that sink in, guys. Okay? So then when I put in there, has YouTube even told us why they're making these changes? They really haven't, but according to Google, it's saying that they're rewarding active creators like myself. And they said they're expanding earning options because the way you look at it, the less people sharing in the ad revenue should create more money for me if I stay on my grind. But they don't really tell you. But nothing stays the same, guys. Y'all got to understand this. You're paying more for a postage stamp. Yet your service hasn't improved. It's gotten worse. But yeah. And then the shorts views doubled from 10 million to 20 million. So I put in there, well, how many YouTube channels achieved that 10 million? I'm talking about the 10 million now. We ain't talking about the 20 million. The 10 million threshold. Significantly less than 1%. It's very, very rare. It says, in order to get that 10 million views on your 10 million shorts views every 90 days, you would have to get 111,000 views every single day. And you can't just achieve the 10 million and stop. You got to keep that going every 90 days. Very, very rare. But y'all ain't listening, man. There's not one YouTuber that you're watching in the Philippines that's coming anywhere near that. Not the Filipino P, not Old Dog New Tricks. None of them. Not Becoming Filipino, not Finn Snow. Okay, guys? Hey, what's up, Mo? It's a good friend of mine, Mo. He said, I just finished celebrating Kadayawan, the fiesta of Davao, if you will. Hey, man, I'm going to tell you, man, it's a privilege, man, to call you my friend. This guy, Mo, he's a real deal, man. And he's talking about, this guy's talking about planting mangrove trees. Not talking about it, he's done it. And put up his own money. Because YouTube is not a joke. It's not a game. I don't take it for granted because I know how difficult it is to not only create a thriving YouTube channel, but to maintain it. But you guys, y'all act like y'all are YouTube professors. You know how people be on Fox and ESPN and they critiquing these football players. They've never played football. They've never played basketball, sports of any kind. But they can sit back and critique these players. Y'all the same way. You have no idea what it takes. And I see why you get mad. I'm telling you, YouTubers aren't just hated in the Philippines. We're hated worldwide because I'm talking about successful YouTubers who are able to earn enough money to get out the hamster wheel. Hey, what's up? From Patia. And then you got an argument about that. Is it Pattaya? Is it Patia? What is it? I was told Patia because I was saying Pattaya. No, I don't. I don't regret anything because I can easily get on a plane and go to Thailand. It's only, 3.5 hours? I've been there before. I got a good life here, man. If I could take my woman and my family, why not go? We're going to go anyway once Booby's Social Security situation is taken care of. But let me run through this stuff real quick because Booby wants to use my phone. But it says here, only about 2-3% of all YouTube channels are monetized. Okay? Out of the tens of millions, only a small fraction ever cross the strict watch time hours and subscriber threshold, man. It's already strict. But my problem with these channels is, dude, you've been on YouTube for 5 years. You don't got what it takes to get monetized. So just because YouTube doubles it to 8,000, you can't make the 4,000. Okay, no matter what you do, you're never going to make the 4,000. So no matter what YouTube sets the threshold at, you're never going to achieve it. And it's the opposite for the people who are real content creators who can come up with interesting, original content. No matter what the parameters are, they're going to achieve it. And these are the ones that YouTube is trying to reward. You think it's easy to make an NFL roster? I compared it to the NFL because the numbers are just as crazy. I looked up something because I'm going to tell you something. It's still going to be the 2-3%. YouTube knows the roster numbers that they need to remain profitable, to have that profit margin that they're looking for, to be able to even offer you ad revenue sharing. We don't know why they did it. We know very little about YouTube, but when they decided to change the parameters, here come all these videos. People coming out of the woodwork. Let me tell you something, guys. Because it says right here, because I put in there, I was like, well, why does only 2-3% make it? It says right here, the high requirements. Number one, we talked about that. Okay, many registered accounts upload 0 videos or abandoned early on. Okay, so most of you who started YouTube channels, you quit. And even more of you never even get started. Then it says the time commitment, you stop, you get burned out. You say, hey, I'll never reach it. But then when they double it, you want to complain. You want to make videos about it. Come on, guys. Y'all crazy. Did y'all even know that less than 9% achieve 1,000 subscribers? You didn't know that. You just see somebody on here thinking it's easy. Well, try it. Let's see. Let's see you do it. Since you always want to talk about us and your content is boring, it's redundant, it's this, it's that. Well, let's see you do it. Get up off your ass and do it. I don't listen to you because I know how tough it is. That's why you don't see me putting down other vloggers. He said, we're going to visit Thailand next year, but never want to live there. Korea's on that list too. But my Philippine wife hasn't been there. Japan is third on the list, so yes, traveling's coming. The good thing about being in the Philippines, you're close to all these places. The Philippines is good as a base, guys. Listen to this. Because you can stay here for 3 years. The liberal immigration policy. So you can rent a place here and then travel to Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia. There's people who are doing it. Indonesia, Malaysia. Yeah, but getting monetized is one thing. And congratulations. He said, I was lucky to have a lot of support and got monetized quickly. But are you earning enough money to at least supplement your income? Remember, it says significantly less than 1% of all YouTube channels earn over 1,000. So then people, $1,000 per month. Listen to this. Between 10 and 15% of YouTube channels, the tens of millions, ever earn $1,000 total. It's brutal, man. This isn't a game. That's the YouTube sifter. Do you got what it takes? If not, keep going. It's like, what I look like trying out for the NFL. I don't have what it takes. It says, look, you got to have a certain amount of speed, certain type of strength, certain type of courage. Are you going to run into a brick wall over and over and over? Okay, then I'm going to give you this money. But then you got to outperform all these other people who decided they've got what it takes. And they're going to run against the brick wall over and over and over. Hey, what's up, I Love LaChon? Yeah, well, you got to earn a lot. You got to earn a lot. This is the excuse when people tell you how hard it is. When they can't make the grade. Oh, I'm only earning enough. If you started earning $10,000 a month, Cisco, you're not going to give it to the kids in the Philippines. You might give some of it. I give half of my money. It's well documented. There's not another YouTube channel that you watch that the guy gives away half his money. Okay, because I come over here and my content is about the Philippines, the people, the culture. But what I look like not giving back, at least something, but YouTube don't care. Okay, I'm going to tell you something about the NFL. See, nothing stays the same. Did y'all know, okay, that right now, as we speak right now, there's 53 people on an active roster for every NFL team, but only 48 can dress for a game and be active to participate in the game. Well, it hasn't always been that way. In 1992-1993 season, it went from 45 players dressing and being active to 46. And it stayed that way into 2020. But then the game started changing. the schedules got longer. And they said, okay, we need more players. So it went from 46 in 1992-93 to 48 in 2020, which is where it is now. It's going to change again because they're going to put more games on the schedule. But the NFL knows what numbers they need to operate at maximum effectiveness. It's the same thing with YouTube. They know no matter what we do, there's still going to be 2 to 3% of these people who, no matter what obstacles we put in front of them, they're going to overcome them. And this is what we need. This is what these actuaries have come up with. They know how many of us are going to make it. So YouTube says we can't be profitable if 10% of our channels are monetized. We got to come up with a number that's going to drastically reduce that. So they come to 3%. And you have to understand that we're locked in. If you're monetized now, like Cisco's monetized now, he doesn't get penalized by this new parameters. Hey, what time's the Travels? Thanks for that super chat. He said, Cal, I like that YouTube video. I got 1,500 watch time hours, 1,900 subscribers. I can't believe I got that much. Haters need to stop if you can make money off YouTube. Yeah, keep going, man, because I'm telling you something. You can reach that for 1,000. It's not easy. And if you do by January the 31st, 2027, you're in there. But if not, it's 8,000. But they already know your channel. The algorithm and all that is powerful, guys. We're not playing with fools. They got actuaries just like the insurance business has actuaries. They know how many people are going to die every year. 0 to 80. They've got that already. They already know. So they know how much premium they got to take in to be profitable for somebody 6 years old. For somebody 37 years old. They got all them numbers crunched down, man, to the very last dollar. And YouTube is the same way. But no matter what they do, some people just don't have what it takes to make it. Okay, do something else. Don't get mad at the people who made it because, look, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. The threshold is the same for everybody. Now, does YouTube offer the same opportunities for everybody? I won't go that far, but I will say the threshold is the same. Doesn't matter if you're a woman, if you're black, white, if you're gay, doesn't matter. You got to have 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 watch time hours. Hey, what's up, man? Long time. He said, blessings to everyone. Yeah, but you can only add this. He says, its membership is where the income can truly help a YouTube channel. Only when you're monetized can you offer memberships. YouTube is not a game. It wasn't designed to give everybody income. So, but it gives everybody, that opportunity. He said corporate greed, let's be clear. Some exec ran a financial model and determined they could save 50% more of ad revenues by doubling requirements. No, you're wrong. Because that might have been the case, W Secret to Success, if it included everybody, but all the channels who are already monetized and earning money, they're not affected. They said they did it to reward the active channels and expand the earning options. This is what they're saying. I don't know. You don't know. We're taking a guess, really, of why they're doing it. They don't have to tell you. We don't know what their profit margin is. We don't know how many successful channels they need. We don't know any of that. They just come out with, we're changing the rules, and people lose their minds. Like, dude, you're not going to make the grade anyway. But I get it. It's content. Okay? But you got to understand, everything is content. This is another thing that you YouTube critics and you YouTube sportscasters do. You try to tell us what content to make, to create, when everything is content. Oh, stay in your lane in the Philippines. Man, I'm going to talk about anything that I want to talk about because it's all content. If I find it interesting and I can carry on a decent conversation about it, I'm going to talk about it. If I think it's important, because it's my channel I've got to manage. Okay? But some YouTubers will never be monetized no matter what the criteria. Okay? It's just like I'm never going to run a 4.2 in the 40. Okay? No matter how much I train, no matter how much I change my diet and all that, and how much weight I lose and how many coaches I've got, I don't have 4.2 speed in me. That doesn't mean to discourage people and say, hey, to try. Yeah, it has been a while, man. Hey, thank you. And this is key right here. Thank you, Alaska CPU. You're bringing up a whole lot of stuff, reminding me. If you're entertaining, if you're informative, motivating, inspirational, you're going to attract some followers. But most people are afraid to talk about themselves because the trolls got you afraid. The world's got you afraid. No balls, no blue chips. Okay, so you talk about all this trendy shit and you run out or you can't make it interesting. He said you have to be a huge channel to get a benefit from these changes. No, you don't. If you're getting, I don't have a huge channel. I guess to a new person I do. But if you're earning money now, it's not going to affect you, Cisco. This is for the new people. If you haven't achieved the 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch time hours or 10 million shorts views on a 90-day cycle by July the 31st, 2007, it's going to affect you. But if you've already done it, it's not going to affect you. You're probably going to see a bump in your earnings after that because there's going to be less people joining the ranks of the 2 to 3%. That doesn't mean don't stop. See, you're not going to be affected. No, you're not going to have a huge channel. Yeah, but you don't understand. It's not the new YouTubers that have made YouTube W Secrets of Success. It's the old heads. It's people like me. It's the successful people. They're saying, okay, we're going to reward the people who showed us we're on right now because remember, YouTube doesn't create content. We do. This internet is just, they've gotten smarter. Remember the story of Instagram replaced Kodak? Instagram replaced Kodak. With 13 employees, Kodak had 270,000. Because Instagram is using your content, your pictures. They don't have to produce anything. He said, that video I sent you the other day is the reason the Philippines will always have content creators. Good content creators will swag deal with swag. Okay, we'll always attract brothers who's starving. It's just a fact. But if you're talking truth, if you're saying, hey man, if you can convince people or persuade people that the life you're living is really possible, you might have something. But you see all the people who get on here and try to do it, man. It's not easy, guys. It's not easy. So I don't take it for granted, man. And that's why. You got to be careful when you see these haters and these trolls out here. They can't do it. So they want to try to bring you down. That's the crab in the bucket. Leave people alone. But when you talk about that, we don't know what the changing environment on social media is. The parameters have changed W Secrets of Success. YouTube is a business. So what you were talking about is a business decision. So you're going to get mad at them? Talking about corporate greed. They might have to do that just in order to continue to share ad revenue because they don't have to do it. And we don't know, am I really earning 45% of ad revenue? We don't know. They don't show you anything. We're going by what they're saying. But it's content. It gives people something to talk about. But they're missing the point, man. They're missing the point completely because some YouTubers will be monetized no matter what the criteria. They're just good enough. They're interesting enough. They're going to keep going, pounding. They're going to do what it takes. Okay? But everybody else, they're not going to make it. YouTube knows going in, man, this isn't a win-win for everybody. They're saying, okay, if you can reach this right here, we're going to share ad revenue with you. Everybody below that, we don't care. They're not losing any sleep. He said the last on YouTube, you have to entertain the people or they will find another channel. Yeah, you got to be interesting. In some kind of way, you got to be informative. Motivational, inspirational, guys. People don't have it. So when they see you have it, oh, he's angry. No, I'm not. I'm passionate about what I do. He said, thank you, Brother Cal, for keeping us well informed. In my opinion, you have one of the best channels on YouTube. Salute. Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. I don't take it for granted. That's why I'm going to run until the wheels fall off because you see a lot of people quit. Oh, I'm burned out. Man, do you realize how hard it is to get to where you were? That's a slap in the face to the game. Okay? I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. He said, just like a lot of industries, some people just don't want to do the work. Maybe because of fear, frustration, or lack of confidence. You have to challenge yourself sometimes to make it. Yeah, if it was, YouTube didn't make it so easy, Lord, for everybody to make it. It's a business. It's not a game. So people get on here. Some guys in the comments, oh, if I get monetized, I do. If I don't, I don't. That's bullshit. You only saying that because you know you're never going to get monetized. But at the same time, YouTube is earning off your back. YouTube's earning off your back. You know, it's not a game on here, guys. He said this is an up and down business like other entrepreneurships. YouTube rewards you for being consistent in creating content. Yeah, that's what they said. They're going to reward active creators and expanding earning options. But the parameters are the same. The criteria is the same. They don't discriminate. Now, does YouTube, do people have different advantages once they get monetized? Does YouTube offer different advantages for certain people? Yeah, it does. Let me look at one more screen, booby, and then I'll give it to you. But we were talking about the 10 million shorts views. And they say, well, why is 10 million views so rare? Because you need a high volume. It says reaching 10 million views in 90 days requires an average of roughly 110,000 views every single day. Okay, remember, YouTube doesn't create content. They need you to create content that they can take to the, to the companies and sell ads. You have to go viral. It says for most creators, hitting this threshold requires multiple shorts to go viral, or a consistent high-frequency posting strategy that the algorithm breaks out. It's an exclusive tier, guys. Oh my God. It says YouTube uses this exact 10 million view figure along with 1,000 subscribers as a high bar threshold for full ad revenue monetization. They just ain't going to let you get on here and collect money. Hey, switch gears. He says, so are they giving the old heads more money? Well, this is what they're saying. We'll see. Nobody really knows until it starts February 1st. I'm going to let you know. But the point of the video today was people are making these videos. They're confusing people, but they're missing the point. YouTube is a business. They don't have to operate the way you want them to operate. And the first thing they'll say, it's not fair. They're greedy. And all this and all that when you are not going to make the grade to begin with. YouTube has a sifter. They got actuaries. They know down to the last damn YouTube channel how many of you guys are really going to get out here and make it. They've got numbers. They got history to back it up, just like the insurance business does. Do you think they create these insurance premiums, whether it be your homeowner's insurance, your car insurance, your life insurance, your health insurance, out of the clear blue sky? No. They've got something called the law of large numbers that they're working with. But to say it's not fair. Crazy. Hey, what's going on? He said, I'm headed to Dumageddon in an hour. What's the word, Cal? You trying to kick it sometime next week? Is there a reason YouTubers don't get monetized? Yeah, it says it. It says the bar's too high. Number one. Number two, a lot of people quit before they reach the threshold, and then even more people, cold game, never even get started. That's really why the numbers are so low. Because all the people who never, it's tens of millions of channels. You got a YouTube channel, whether or not you ever create any content, it's counted as a YouTube channel. So that's what drags the numbers down. That's what makes it 2 to 3%. Because they include all the YouTube channels, not just the ones who are out here making content. But yeah, they quit. Hey, Rashad, thanks for that super chat. He said, yeah, YouTube is a business. I've had YouTube Premium since 2015. Viewers complain about the ads but won't pay. Creators need to level up or suffer. And don't you realize that, okay, if one of my members only, if they go up, if they get YouTube Premium, they'll break me off some of that money because I brought you in. YouTube doesn't create content, guys. There's not a YouTube channel that you can go on and they're talking about the Philippines and travel and all that. Oh, they're gonna the videos you see from YouTube, the YouTube community, all they're talking about, they're basically talking to the creators. How to get more out of your channel, how to attract more views, how to help them become more richer. Hey, what's up? He said, yeah, we'll be there. Meet both of you. Yeah, 52 Shades Dark and his wife, they real people. They went to a small island with us after that meet and greet in Davao, which was one of the best meet and greets I've ever had. TJ sponsored that, though. I can't take no credit for that. He said, homeowner insurance got expensive in Los Angeles after the 2025 fires. Thank you. They used all of that information to come up with the premium. He says it's the American way for people who usually have never owned a business to tell a business owner how to run their business. This is exactly right. You see it all the time. You see it on sports. You see it on ESPN and all of this. They critiquing these world-class athletes they've never played the game. They're telling them what they should do. It's crazy, man. Hey, Alaska CPU, thanks for that super sticker. I really appreciate your support, man. That's real talk, man. He said, hit that like button. Takes a second and helps the channel. Only 50 out of 148 have hit the button. Yeah, support the channel. Subscribe. I never ask. I'm going to start asking. This is one thing I don't do that I see bigger channels do. Especially the real big channels. Because what they say, a closed mouth won't get fed. But these new figures only affect the new people applying to the YouTube partner plan starting February 1st, 2027. But it says, yeah, okay, this is what I wanted to say. What are we even talking about? Okay, I'll put this down here. When only 9% of all YouTube channels ever reach 1,000 subscribers. Only 2 to 3% ever get monetized. Significantly less than 1% earn $1,000 a month or more. Why are we even making these videos about YouTube changing the rules? It's if it's affecting everybody. It's not affecting everybody. It's only affecting a small percentage of people. If you've been on here and you're winning, you're going to keep winning. So long as you stay consistent and keep the content coming. And if you're new and you're one of those guys who's going to win no matter what the criteria is, it's just a matter of time before you hit the 8,000. But I'm telling you that 4,000 is a beast. Y'all screaming and hollering like 4,000 is easy. Oh, they raised it to 8,000. Doesn't matter what they raise it to. Some people just don't have what it takes. They're never going to reach the criteria. Okay? And it doesn't matter what the criteria is. Some people are going to bust through it. Okay? They're interesting. They know what to talk about. They know how to present that information. They're interesting. Okay? He said, oh yeah, last night me and the wife, we tried out the newly opened brick. We tried out the food and it was on point. A definite must try. But you know, 53 Shades, when people get on here and talking about, oh, the food is terrible in the Philippines, you know they're full of shit. Okay? And every chance I get to push back on that, I tell them. If you're from the West, certainly America, you're not going to have a problem finding pizza, Mexican food, and all that stuff. Yeah, you live in a province, you live in one of these small cities, but you still, it's not nearly as bad as what people tell you it is. He said the biggest cost for companies is employees. Yeah, but see, YouTube Alphabet reduces operation costs by outsourcing their opportunities, the op support services to third world countries like India, now with H1B mass fraud now onshore. But you got to realize in the whole crux of the things W. Secrets has said, we're not a YouTube employee. Okay? So, yeah, they're outsourcing their content creation also to us. That's one of the ways they win. This is one of the ways that Instagram was able to replace Kodak. They only had 13 employees. In the whole mix of things, he says, side note, on your last live, you was talking about the malls in the Philippines. I hear, acing, how popular they are in the DR too. It's a contrast to the malls closing in the US, in 2026. Americans, we're so distracted, okay? If you start to talk about different ways of doing things. We close our minds. We don't want to hear it. It's capitalism only, not realizing so much of our economy and the way we do business over there. It has a socialist spin to it. And if you look over in Europe and a lot of these other places who have incorporated a socialist slant to their economies, you see that they've flown past the United States. We're falling further and further behind. We don't even have universal health care. We don't have free college tuition. Okay, it's just like the capitalist system. It's a sifter. Only a small percentage of people are going to be able to win in that system, guys. YouTube is showing you this. It's been in our faces our whole lives. We just won't look at it. So if somebody says, hey, let's try something different, oh, you're branded as a socialist, a communist. Not realizing that these new ideas may help turn things around. Because the road we're going on now, guys, is a road to destruction. They know when they started that capitalist shit, only a few people are going to be able to profit off of that. But y'all ain't hearing that. Y'all ain't hearing that. He said they have to put in the time and work. And a lot of times that's not even it, Frank. But that's part of it, but that's not even it. Some people just don't have it. They don't have what it takes. It doesn't mean they're not good people. It doesn't mean that they're not morally, good people. And they're not hard workers. Look at how many people in America who are good people, righteous people, they work hard, and they just getting by because they can't meet the criteria of that capitalist system over there. And then it's not like YouTube. The threshold isn't the same for everybody. Okay? That's all it is. And this is true too. This is true. A lot of them do. They have people on the back channel that's producing their stuff. The real big ones. But this is what we're talking about. See, when we're talking about 2 to 3% are monetized, yeah, that's just the ones who have met that criteria. It doesn't even go into how many are really profitable. I mean, if you think I'm going to be on here for $50 a month, okay, see, the people who are earning $50 a month and the people who are earning $50 million a year, they're the same in the 2 to 3%. They don't make a distinction. They only make a distinction when you put in there, well, how many YouTube channels earn over 5,000? I didn't look that up. But it's even less and less and less. He said, I don't know about the rest of Europe, but my sister and her husband really like their health and dental care in Portugal. You're talking about America. We're supposed to be the richest nation that's ever existed, but who are they talking about? They always throw that rhetoric at you because you don't care to really look deep or dive deep and be like, okay, if we're the richest nation that's ever existed and we're the greatest country on earth, then why don't we have universal health care? Okay, why is my tax rate higher than the elite, the richest of the rich? They're not paying their share of taxes. Okay, why is the system so slanted? It's not an even playing field. Why am I have to go bankrupt just to attain a college education? Crazy, man. He said they don't have it, but it won't stop the hate. Richie Rich, Unc, and Black Filipino are the top brothers in the YouTube field space. Smooth Tyrone types rather hate than take notes and be humble. They just don't have what it takes. That's all it is. So they turn to trolling. They turn to hating. because they can't make the grade. And then they'll say, oh, I don't need the money. I'm just on here, this and that. You're a lie. If you're earning 5, 10, 15,000 a month, you're not going to give that money back to YouTube. You're not going to give it to the children in the Philippines. And all the other lame excuses people who can't make the grade would say. Oh, I don't need the money. Right. Bullshit. He said YouTube is just like life. Just because you put in work doesn't mean you'll reach success. This is what I'm talking about with the capitalist system. He said, but you have to put in the work to at least have a chance. Yeah. How many, in the whole scheme of things, Juice, everybody that's watching me now has a YouTube channel who can comment on this, on my live stream. You have a YouTube channel, but so many don't create content. But it's all included in the numbers. Some of them never take the chance. They're afraid. Oh, I'm not going to put my life out there for people to, ridicule and harass me and all that. Okay, well, you're never going to make the grade then. Because there's not another platform, social media platform, that's willing to share the revenue the way YouTube is once you meet that threshold. You know how hard it is to get. I've been on YouTube Facebook longer than I've been on YouTube, my Sunshine Shoulders. Now, I don't really create a whole lot of content. But, I got a check the other day. I'm talking this is all for my whole 6 years of being on Facebook. For $9 and something. I mean, you really got to reach some hell of a numbers to even get anything near the effort that you would have to put in to make it say I'm worth it. It's worth it on Facebook. He said, yeah, workers pay the most through employment tax. Absolutely. And this is what I said the other day. The base rate for the richest 400 Americans is 23.8%. That's their tax rate. But the highest earners in America who are paid by wages, 45%. Make that make sense. It's not a fair playing field, guys. It just isn't. He said the U.S. tax system benefits investors over us commoners. That's why the rich pay less taxes in general. And the tax breaks. They pay for the tax breaks off of our backs. This orange-faced bastard, over 57 people in his administration are worth $100 million or more. They cut $1 trillion from Medicaid to pay for the tax cuts for those rich people. Man, that's not a fair system. But he's not the only one doing it because guess what? Just because a Republican president, initiated the tax cuts, those Democrats who qualify are going to get those tax cuts too. They're all the same, man. We're doomed over there. We're cooked over there. He said Las Vegas is thriving. It's a working machine that keeps 3 million people working. YouTube channels says it's dying. But that's not what we see. Restaurants full, malls full. But I don't visit the Strip. And remember, everything is content, Alaska CPU. And people understand that. So they'll say because the numbers, the eye test numbers, don't meet what it used to be when they went to Vegas, because most people who go out, who talk about Vegas, aren't even out there. They'll tell you that. But the tourist numbers are down. You can go, and see that. The tourist numbers are down in Vegas. Now, your boots on the ground there. Of course, people are working and everything now, but, if you're all the way up to the roof like Vegas is used to, and then you just come down to normal, they're going to say, oh, Vegas is hurting. Yeah, most corporations pay nothing in taxes. We're just talking about the 400 richest Americans. They pay less of a tax rate than the highest earners who get paid by wages. Almost double. It's crazy. But we don't care. You know, it's crab in the bucket. They're going to come after you. If you live in the same neighborhood as I am, you're doing no better than me. There's no sense in us fighting. But that's exactly what we do. We're so far down the scale that they've got us believing we're the problem. He said, my point is YouTube isn't spending billions on CapEx expenditures at this point, just ongoing ops support services. Therefore, their ops cost is stable minimum. Any major ops charges at this point is milking. Yeah, but people don't even get into all of that when they talk about these changes. YouTube has doubled the requirements. But the only people who are pushing back, and I guess it only makes sense, are the ones who probably aren't going to make the grade by February 1st. Okay, so they're just going to say, let me be mediocre for the rest of my life. Let me just, drown out here in mediocrity. Instead of, putting some fire to my own ass. And, I quit like so many other YouTubers. They just quit. He says, I have a YouTube channel, but it's just like Calvin saying, I haven't posted a single video. This isn't my first channel. I just don't want to work. Patio and lived in the Philippines for years. Yeah, well, most of the people don't have any content. They think, oh, I don't have a YouTube channel. I'm not going to start a YouTube channel. If you're able to comment on any of my videos, any live streams, you got a YouTube channel. Well, whether you use it or not, it's up to you. But all the bitching and complaining and crying, man, that's just content, guys. That's all it is. That's content. He said, you're right. He says, real estate is booming if you're an investor. He says, independent contractor is the new thing for businesses, so they're not responsible for you. And they've been doing it for a long time in the insurance business, man. But most people, they don't want that 1099. They don't want that responsibility. They want that certainty. Simon, Rogers, they want that paycheck every week. They don't realize what they're really agreeing to. They don't want to depend on themselves. We're so used to depending on others in the system that when they talk about working on commission and everything like that, man, they go crazy. Most people won't take a commission job. He said, do you know how many people I know who have started a channel, but they give up before they complete 10 vids after they realize that it's a lot harder than some of us make it look? Say that again, because people aren't listening to this part. Remember, they got all the answers. These are YouTube professors, YouTube experts. They know everything you need to do to keep your channel going. They give you all this advice. Oh, you're making the same videos over and over. It's boring, it's this and that. But what are they doing? Crickets. It's a whole lot easier to make a disparaging comment or become a comment superstar. That's what I call them. Than it is to create a YouTube channel. I'm talking about one that gains some traction. Because do we go into it thinking we're going to be successful and all that? No. You have no idea. But a lot of these people who are, right now, Trump's making a lot of people rich in this political arena. He's giving them something to talk about every day. They kind of got an idea, okay, if I do a certain thing, because there's parameters that you can look at, these trendy topics, which, Trump and this administration, and and there's still no guarantee, but it's a whole lot better than talking about the Philippines now. Because at first, that's all you had to do was be over here in the Philippines. But now, it takes more than that. But yeah, that's what they said. They said they quit. Richie Rich. He says most YouTubers quit. And even more never get started. But yet they're going to tell you what to do. They're going to critique you. And one guy was like, oh, yeah, it's just when I made the video yesterday, talking about my channel's getting negative. I said, what's negative about that video I made? They're saying that I miss my culture. I come from a unique culture that's only available in the United States. You can't replicate it. I duplicate it nowhere else. They tried. It's only there. What's negative about that? He said it takes talent, a niche, and perseverance. Yeah. He says, I'm going to get started, though. Yeah, he says a whole lot of perseverance. Yeah, and you got to be able to. What helped me, I was naive. I knew nothing about YouTube or anything, man. I never knew all this stuff was out here. And I think the less you know, the better off you are. If you just get out here and because there's no pressure on you. If you start a YouTube channel and you put pressure on yourself, oh, I got to hurry up and get my 1,000, 4,000. So I knew nothing about that for real. He said, I got to escape this Western world, Unc. I can't take another decade of this. I was watching a video yesterday. I think it was a Poor Man's Passport Guide. And he was talking about, the name of the channel was, Am I Too Old to Travel? And somebody asked in the comments, how long are you going to do this? And, because he was saying somebody's plan is, a friend of his goes to patio 6 months out of the year, and then in America 6 months out of the year. The bottom line is, guys, you got to pay your dues. Okay, don't think you can get something for nothing. In 2014, when I brought my son and wife over there, I said to myself, I at least I had a 4-year plan, and I'm out of here. And that 4 years seemed like 40 years when you're unhappy. But you have to start somewhere. You have to make a plan. You got to put in your time. Just to think you're going to wake up one day because you see other people doing it. This is what counts. I'm either going to motivate you or discourage you. There's no in between. Either you seeing what people like me are doing over here, what we've done to get out of the United States or wherever. It's either going to motivate you or discourage you. Be like, man, damn, I got 10 more years. Can I do it? I'll be like, okay, let me get started on this plan, this 10-year plan. And before you know it, it's going to be here. The 10 years is going to pass. The bison returns, whether you execute your plan or not. So why not execute your plan? Because you're going to look up, the 10 years is going to pass. Are you going to be ready to leave? Or are you not? He said, how many people would sit down and talk with an accountant on how to manage your money? Like turning yourself into a personal corporation. Exactly. How many people have a plan to do anything, Frank? All we do, we want to get up, you want to go to that job, get that paycheck on Friday, and you think that's all it's going to be. Next thing you know, 40 years are going to pass. You have no plan. He says, take the leap. Take your time. I think you might enjoy it. Get a plan, man. Of course, it's not negative. But this is another thing that you have to decide, that you got to put up with all this negativity and hate. You know, not realizing I paid my dues. I put in my time. 40 years in the system. And it still was no guarantee that I was going to make it over here in the Philippines and have a successful YouTube channel. That didn't guarantee me anything. But I did put in the work. I've got over 3,000 videos, man. If you don't think I put in the work, because it's not work to me. I'm just talking about my life over here and things that come across my mind. But most of us don't have a plan. This is the problem. And time is going to keep moving. Michael Jackson had a song the Jacksons did a long time ago. Time waits for no one. Whether you got a plan or not, it's going to come, guys. Hey, what's up, Big Mike? But you might try and fail. But if you don't try, you're sure to fail. And this is the problem. You know, YouTube ain't giving you nothing. We want it so easy. We're so spoiled over there. It's a big problem with Americans. Now when they pulled back the curtain and showed you, look, this shit ain't gonna, it's getting ready to end. All this has been lies they've been telling you all these years. Now it's time for you to stand on your own 2 feet and come up with a plan. Otherwise, you're going to get swept away with everybody else. You can't handle it. He said, I retreated after 20 videos, but proved something to myself. No harm, no hate. But I don't see what's the big deal about it. But at the same time, out of 1 million high school football players right now, only about 7% of them are going to even get a college, are going to play football in college. And then 0.0016% of that million high school football players are playing right now are going to make an NFL roster. Some people just don't have what it takes to make it on YouTube. There's nothing shameful about that. I don't know how to drive an 18-wheeler like you, Kamal, and shift all them gears and all that and drive through the snow and the ice and through the mountains and all that. I don't have what it takes to do that. That's what makes us equal. But don't get on here talking about, oh, YouTube done doubled it. They're greedy. It's unfair. They're destroying small business. I mean, channels. No, they're not. It was never easy. It's never been easy. Act like YouTube is easy. Hey, thank you so much. He said, okay, Cal, I got to sleep. I take to work the wife at, 1 a.m. Keep rocking, my friend. I'll be watching. Good night, everyone. Hey, thank you. I used to have to go pick up my Filipino wife. She'd get off at General Electric at 12 midnight. And I had to wake our son up because we didn't have a babysitter. And he'd be sleeping in the van. I'd go get her, and then we'd have to go back to sleep again. Then I'd get up early in the morning and help get him ready. Because I was the one on his clothes and stand out there on the bus stop with him. It messes your sleep up. He said, good morning, Sunshine Shoulders. He said, even the basic things like spaghetti is different. I still can't get used to it. But 28 years in the military lets me adjust to anything the Philippines has to offer. And this is facts. And this is what I've done. I was just making a video saying, man, I sure miss, my culture. That's all. That's all I was saying. because it's not over here in Southeast Asia. And if you're honest, I don't care who you are, at some point, you're going to say, man, I wish they had what I'm used to having in my old lifestyle. No matter what it is. I love going to Kroger's and buying those T-bone steaks and cooking them over the stove. Sometimes I put it inside the stove. Man, I can't do that here, man. They don't have T-bone steaks over here at the grocery store here. They got other stuff. He said, guys, generating independent income is very hard regardless of the industry. Yeah, unlimited income potential. Yeah. This is the trade-off, though. Do you want the certainty of that paycheck and everything that goes along with that, or do you want to take the plunge? Because when I started in the insurance business, a lot of insurance guys do this. They want to be a captive agent because they want that income every month. Now, then the pressure is on you now. You got a manager, you got the quotas, and they're going to be on you. Or do you want to be independent? And really, your income is going to be limited. You're not getting any renewals. At the minute you make that jump from captive to independent, because you learn all you can, and you say, okay, I'm going to try it. You'd be like, I should have tried this from the beginning. But it's a reason why only 1 out of 5 new insurance agents is still in the business after 1 year. Hey, Ryan, most people love certainty, Kevin Strong, not realizing it's the uncertainty that makes life so interesting. I don't want to know what's going to happen in my life all the way till I die. The uncertainty is what makes it interesting. Not knowing who you're going to meet. Not knowing what you're going to do. Not knowing what each day is going to bring. He said, Cal only got monetized because a lot of people... Cal only got monetized because a lot of people encouraged me. Yeah, not for money. He said, once I realized I could earn a little money, I decided to donate it all. Yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you. But I'm just saying, YouTube doesn't care, Cisco. They're going to earn money off of your back. Whether you make one video or you become a high earner, they're going to earn their money. I'm not on YouTube for fun. I'm not going to waste my time and all that. I'm telling you now. I'm not going to be on YouTube for nothing. Everybody's just, it's different. I'm not going to do it. He says, I can't get into Philippine spaghetti. I'm going to tell you something. It's an acquired taste. Because I used to couldn't get into the macaroni salad. Man, Maryland makes the best macaroni salad. Well, everybody that I've ever dealt with over here, once I got in an acquired taste for it, because I'm thinking, sweet macaroni? That doesn't even make sense to me. But it tastes like ice cream. It's delicious. And I guess it's like the spaghetti. If you're hungry enough, I can eat that spaghetti, but more times than not, I won't eat it. I won't order it. Now, if you go to some place like Italiani's, you're going to get the type of spaghetti that you're used to getting in the West. Because it's a Western brand. He said, I've got another food to add, chicken Alfredo with a black woman's touch on it. Man, we used to create stuff. We used to go and get them cheap Kroger chocolate chip cookies, and my brother would put them in the oven, man, and let them get chewy, because my mother couldn't afford to buy the slice and bake. And you get creative like that. Hey, thanks to Greg for that super chat. He said, Cal, are you still planning on getting a community center for expats? And do you know anything about Naga City, Philippines? I am. That's a goal of mine. But I'm glad you reminded me, because see, every time I go to Manila or Cebu, I forget. I've got so much on my mind, I have to write it down. Because I'll just look for a place we could just rent a house to start out with. It could be as simple as renting a house where everybody can come to. But I'd have to have some guy, and I thank you if you're watching, he wrote me a business plan for it. But we'd have to get a board, okay? There's still some things we still have to figure out. Somebody would have to have, I could do it because I'd have Maryland's name on it. We'd have to, because the haters are going, do they have the right visa and blah, blah, this and blah, blah, that. Yeah, we are, because there's going to be a Filipino citizen somewhere in it. It's still some things to iron out, but just for the meantime, I would want just like they have in the American Legion up in Angeles City, I believe, where you could just stop by, get a cup of coffee, get something to eat, drink a beer, play pool, or whatever it is. Now, Naga City, there's two Naga cities. There's a Naga City, Cebu, which I know a lot about. That's where my son was born, and where his family lives up in the mountains above Naga City in Lanas. But then the other Naga City, I don't know anything about that. But thank you, Gregory, for that super chat. He says, I hear you, brother. I've been trading for years, supplemental income. The game is no joke. Try losing $20,000 a day. Yeah, I had the kitchen knives. And like I said, everybody's not cut out for trading. It's the same with YouTube. The law of averages comes into play. You either got it or you don't. Some people are fortunate enough, they played two sports. Deion Sanders, Bo Jackson. Imagine being good enough to play professional baseball with that high bar and professional football with that high bar. Some people are cut out like that. But others, they just aren't cut out for it. And then they don't even try. So they don't know what they're cut out for. They just say, oh, give me this comfortable, cushy job. Okay? And I'm happy. They don't really know what their specialty is. He says, I'm on here for fun, but I'm now excited to be able to give back to the kids because of YouTube money. Yeah, but how much money do you have to earn? You have to earn money to be able to give it back. You've got to be one of the significantly less than 1%ers who earn $1,000 a month. So I would say 1% earn $500 a month. You make it sound easy. And it's not easy, man. It's not easy, guys. He said, you're absolutely right. I quit the 9 to 5 6 years ago and started my own business. The best decision I ever made. I make money every day and control my time. It's not easy, but I call the shots. Because you took the risk. There's people watching this right now who are experts in something, but they'll never try it. So they don't know what they're here for. You're more than just an employee, guys. You're walking around with a multi-billion-dollar brain. Use it for something other than what Curly uses his brain for. To eat, have sex, and find some place to sleep. This is all most of us do with this magnificent brain of ours. So many people have talked about this being an Aladdin's lamp. Your subconscious mind. It's like an Aladdin's lamp. That it'll bring to you just your wildest dreams, man. But we won't use it. And if it don't happen overnight, we stop. We quit. Visualization and all that's real. I'm sitting here because of that. You know, when I first started reading Napoleon Hill and all those people, I started out with Dennis Kimbrough because The original Think and Grow Rich was not available at my library. All of them were checked out. The only one they called me back on was Think and Grow Rich, A Black Choice by Dennis Kimbrough. You know, the Napoleon Hill Foundation found out that he was going around and he was interviewing the most successful black people of his day. Well, he didn't realize that Napoleon Hill was writing a version of Think and Grow Rich for black people when he died. He had created the first 100 pages. So they said, hey, we want you to finish the book. He said, are you going to give me any money or anything? They said, no, we want you to prove that the principles are correct, are valid. Well, the rest is history. But anyway, when I started reading this book, we were living in the projects. I didn't even have a job. I quit my job. I was working with Catalyst Services. We were traveling around. It was a good job. Dangerous. We traveled around the country and we would replace spent catalysts in these reactors on these chemical companies and oil refineries. It was earning good money, but I was away from my family and it was real dangerous. We were working, most of us were working in a nitrogen environment. Well, anyway, I started reading this stuff, man. I'd never heard of stuff before. And come to find out, I said, well, hell, I don't have nothing to lose from trying this stuff. Everything to gain. And the rest is history. Hell, I never started reading that stuff because my wife didn't believe in it. She said, you're wasting money, because I started buying all the books. We're living in the projects. I'm not even on the lease, guys. I'm sober now. I'm about 3 years sober. Not 3 years yet. Because it was like, let's see. It was like December of 2001. So I quit. No. It was February of 2002 because I just quit my job. And hell, that next year, I had my insurance license. I had earned over $87,000. I mean, that was a lot of money. That was a lot of money for somebody like me. But you guys, he said, I'm earning a fair amount for a channel my size. What do you mean a fair amount? What's a fair amount? Because I've never seen one of your videos. They don't even come across my feed, even though I'm subscribed to you. Yeah, Charlie Ward. But see, Charlie Ward, he didn't play both sports, Gregory. Remember, he chose basketball over football. I'm talking about these guys, Bo Jackson, Deion Sanders, they played baseball and football professionally. He said, don't forget, about Charlie Ward, football and basketball star. Yeah, I was referring to Nagasisabu. Yeah, it's really a nice place. It's a small place. It's about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour outside of Cebu City. And that's where my son was born. He said, you're damn right, YouTube is a business. You have to keep swinging till you find your niche, but once you find it, stick with it. Yeah, and they don't care. They want you to succeed, but they don't care because you're not an employee of YouTube. That's why when people get on my channel, I'm going to unsubscribe. Okay, well, YouTube, I'm in the business with YouTube. YouTube is going to replace you with 5 or 10 more people. You're not hurting my feelings if you unsubscribe. Because YouTube saying, hey, the Sunshine Shoulders, he's consistent. We're earning money off Sunshine Shoulders. Let's keep him going. Let's throw him out there every now and then on the algorithm. Okay, so he can get more views and more subscribers. They're not going to do that for you if you're just sitting back making one video a month. And they looking at your numbers. They run all kind of analytics on you. Everything. They got everything. How long people watch your videos. Who's watching them? Their age, where they're located, what other videos they're watching. They keep it all, guys. He says, I know a well-known popular YouTuber based in Thailand. He said that he makes an average of less than $80 per video. Yeah, but you got to understand something. I earn money off my old videos. See, that's the good thing about having a library. People watch my old videos, and YouTube even keeps track of that. They'll say, okay, you got 400,000 views this month. 80% of them came from your new content. And 20%, 15% came from your content from 6 months to a year. And then the 5% came from your content that was created a year ago. Okay, because see, you have to understand, man, $80 per video, that's pretty damn good. If you make 10 videos a week, okay, what's that, 800? You know, consistency pays, though. And that's on average, see? So that means some of his videos are earning more. That's all. Yo, Charlie Ward was the real deal. He said football and basketball, and I think baseball as well. But he never played professional football, guys. Don't miss that. He probably would have had a longer career and a better career, but it was his life. He chose basketball, which he wasn't that great. He said, Cal, you're living another man's dream. I don't know what you mean by that. This is my dream. I don't understand what you're saying, Frank. This is my dream I'm living. Because long before I knew about YouTube and everything, I had made up my mind. I'm talking about years ago. Let me see. It's probably 2000 and I want to say 10 or 11. I came to the conclusion, this is way back then, I said, if I can create a business over here where I'm earning 1,000 pesos a day, I'll be able to live over here. I'm saying that's 30,000 pesos a month. You know, imagine this now. This is what I'm thinking in my mind. But I had already put that out there in the universe, guys. But see, what happens is when you start combining other universal law, when you start helping people, now the 30,000 goes to 3,000. You know, now the $600 a month goes to 3,000 a month. You know, but this is what I was thinking a long time ago. I already knew in my mind I was going to live over here. But I only thought that that's all I was going to need. You know, because my lifestyle then was just so much simpler. He said, Cal, announce how much we make. I mean, you don't really have to announce that. I'm just saying, announce it to yourself. Like, you know, am I earning that kind of money? Because if you were, Cisco, your videos would be out here. We'd be seeing them. You know, just based on what I'm earning, I don't try to read people's pockets. I'm not a pocket watcher. But I can look at guys who are on my level, you know, and just, you know, who have the same viewers, basically, the same audience, but they're getting more views than me. I can kind of imagine how much money they're earning because I know how much I'm earning. You know, but you're just not out there. I mean, we're not seeing you. I'm not knocking you. I'm just saying, if you are earning the kind of money that you're saying you're earning, Where's the videos? Unless, you know, I don't know. I don't know what you're doing. He said, Google has implemented AI to control a big part of YouTube. Yeah, the community. But it has nothing to do with content creation because they're trying to get rid of these channels that are using all this AI stuff. That's why, look, I started out being real. I started out being in front of the camera. Okay, I've got organic content. When you look at my thumbnails, I'm not following the crowd, guys. I don't have all this AI generated shit. It will get your channel taken down because just like Ray says, the AI is looking at it like, okay, is this a real channel? People walking these faceless channels, they don't want that. That's why, okay, Life Beyond the Sea, that's really why he got canceled, guys. He got demonetized. A lot of it, they scared him is what happened. Rike used to be, he's a pioneer. He's one of the reasons why people like me and all these others have YouTube channels for real. I'm talking about, he kind of laid out the blueprint. But the trolls came after him. They came after him hard. Which they're going to come after you once you start succeeding. The way he would succeed. Man used to get millions of views on his channel. But then he went faceless. And then once they put that AI on YouTube, they demonetized him. They did John Smulo the same way. He had to come from behind that camera and stop using that B-roll and all his videos. Because they thought it was AI. And they demonetize it. They give you a chance to appeal. John Smulo won his appeal, but Rike didn't. That's why I tell you guys, man, you know, YouTube is going to give you the opportunity, but if you're afraid to take it, you ain't got nothing coming. Well, you need to tell me how you're doing this. You're earning about the same amount I'm earning. But I mean, I'm not pocket watching you. You got to show us how you're doing that. Somebody's giving you that money. You just don't have the videos out here. I can look at your channel now and see how many videos you got out there. Okay, another man's dream. Okay. But hell, I applaud you for that. I applaud you for that. If you're earning that kind of money. Yeah, but you got to understand, I never called him a failure. No, bullshit. He was smart because NBA contracts are guaranteed. Even today, there's only one man that has 100% of his contract in the NFL guaranteed, and that's, what's his name? The quarterback, Deshaun Watson. Even people as great as Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen don't have 100% guaranteed contract. So, yeah, he made the right decision. And he probably doesn't have CTE and all that other stuff. I'm just saying he never played professional football. You can't put him in the same class as Deion Sanders and Lamar and and Bo Jackson. You can't do it. He said only about 10% of people are cut out to be self-employed. Most should secure steady income and supplement it. See, this is what I'm saying. This law of averages, guys, people have worked this shit out in this capitalist system. Okay? They know how many people are going to be able to succeed in a capitalist society. He says 10%. I believe it. Okay, so what about the other 90%? No matter what they try, no matter what they do, they're not going to make it in a capitalist economy. They're going to be one of the soldiers. I believe it. But it goes across the board, whether it's YouTube and any of that stuff over there, opening up a business. Yeah, well, hell, it wasn't but the 2 or 3 teams back in them days, man. He wasn't on the level with Deion Sanders and Bo Jackson. Come on, guys. You want to go way back in them days? There was 3 people on it. It was 3 teams in the damn NFL and 2 teams in the MLB. Man, wasn't on that same level, guys. We talking about modern days. Come on. Hey, thank you, Johnny. You know, but that's not even new to me. People help me, man. When I decided to turn my life around, do that 180 and stop drinking, it was strangers that helped me. It wasn't my family and friends because they didn't believe me. I said that many times. Oh, I'm going to stop drinking. I'm going to stop smoking crack and getting high and all this and ruining my life. When I checked myself into that detox, let me be honest, in that homeless shelter that had a recovery program, it was strangers. They gave me socks, shoes, underwear, clothes, okay, that pointed me in the right direction. My family and friends didn't come on board probably till a year or 2 later when they said, oh, this dude is serious. You know, my mother would have been there, but she was long dead. And so I come from a family where my mother used to do that. She showed us the example. But when I became a member of AA and all those other, anonymous programs, that was one of the basic tenets of recovery. That it's an altruistic movement, helping other people without expecting anything in return. That's universal law. That's nothing specific to AA or any other stuff. When you help people, you help yourself. The general way that I can tell you this, if you're going through something, go and help somebody else. Take your mind off of what you're going through. That's what that'll do. But we're raised in America in a system where it's all about the individual. Now, I got mine, you get yours. They're going to kick the ladder down. I was helping people before I came to the Philippines, man. Y'all better ask somebody, okay? I'm proud of that, man. I've given away college scholarships to single mothers in the project. I've done all kind of stuff like that. The same way when I'm walking around and see somebody, I might give them, 200 or 300 pesos. I was doing the same thing in America, man, because I've been there. But we don't believe in that stuff. If the answer is always God, then why even answer the question? Oh, God's got him. No, God ain't got him. If somebody's going to have him, it's going to be us. But that's the easy way out. It's the easy way out, guys. If God is always the answer, why even ask the question? If you think that's all you got to do, I got a problem with that, man. I got a problem with that. Hey, Kevin Strong, thanks for that super chat. He said, a man who fears no truth has nothing to fear from lies. Thomas Jefferson. This is why I like your channel. Well, thank you, man. It's just common sense to me. I just say the quiet stuff out loud, basically, because that's what my mother was. That's how she was. And then, people's like, well, why? You can't say that, Cal. Man, why? It's right there in my face. It's so much gaslighting that goes on in our society now. When people tell you what you're seeing, living, and experiencing, you're not seeing, living, and experiencing. Look what's going on in the government in America now. Okay? When they tell you, hey man, y'all accidentally dropped that bomb and killed all those school children in Iran on the first day, they're gonna guess like that, man. This is the type of country we're living in right now. And remember the other day on my live stream, I said, man, we're living in some messed up times right now. Well, we won't even take responsibility for that. We won't even say, okay, we're sorry. How can we make this right? We keep gaslighting and say, oh no, it wasn't that Tomahawk missile that did that. Iran's got Tomahawk missiles. You a damn lie. They showed Tomahawk missiles hitting that whole compound and everything around that. Man, we living in some messed up times, guys. But yeah, guys don't want to take that chance, man. You know, Kevin Strong said 10%. And I believe it. I believe it. It's just like 10% of drug dealers. Everybody wants to be a drug dealer. Only a small percentage of them people got what it takes to succeed. It doesn't matter. You name me a profession, you name me a business or anything, and that 10% is probably going to be true. Or less. What do they say about new businesses after 5 years and how many is still standing? You know. But when you say the quiet stuff, man, that you seeing right with your own eyes, you won't say it. People don't want to deal with the truth. So I done backed off a little bit. Because you can get in trouble, man, you know. You can't tell, I can't talk about on my channel what I'm actually seeing over here. People take that the wrong way. They'll either deport me or kill me. So I say, okay, I'll keep it on me. He said the way the government won't take accountability for that, the general public is the same way here. Like you said, it's messed up. Look, guys, don't you know, and this is coming from credible sources, that these cocksuckers are contemplating, just the fact that they're contemplating using nuclear weapons on Iran should terrify Americans. We should be in the streets, but we're not. It's crickets over there. But they'll have a no kings protest. These people are contemplating dropping using nuclear weapons on Iran. And y'all don't even care. Man, this is what makes me so mad about Americans. We've fallen asleep. And then when somebody tries to wake you up, you push back against them. My friend said it a long time ago. He said, Cal, when you start talking truth, he said it's like somebody in the dark with a bowl eating what they think is spaghetti. You cut on the light and they realize it's worms. They get mad at you for turning on the light. It's true, man. Y'all done went to sleep over there. If y'all let these cocksuckers drop atomic bombs on them innocent people over there, okay? Because we will do it. We're the only country that's ever do it. We will do it, okay? You have to be ashamed of yourself. You know, see, my calling is really not the Philippines. Okay? Let's be honest. I can talk about a lot of shit, but it would probably get me killed. So, you know, I'm not going to die for y'all. It's not worth it. You know, but them cocksuckers is to the point where they get ready to drop it. They're contemplating it. Because Iran, that's the only thing that they'll be able to do. They can't do nothing else. And before they go out looking like bums, like I told you before, they'll kill everybody. Trump keeps saying it. Oh, I'm going to get rid of, you know, just destroy their whole civilization. Well, how are you going to do that? But then the ex-senator comes forward and says, yeah, I'm privy to these talks. They're thinking about it. But yet, a no king protest. You people are out by the tens of thousands. I was with you in Chicago. and we walk right by a No Kings protest. But yet, the war over in Iran, you cocksuckers won't get off your couch. The whole global economy is on the brink of disaster, and you won't protest that. Man, stop it. Stop it. Hey, apartment, is this apartment R? Sorry if I got this wrong. Yeah, apartment R. Thanks for that super chat. He said, you're right about this YouTube thing. You definitely got it, Cal. I have no intention on going to the Philippines anytime soon, but I turn in every live. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate it. And there's nothing, it's like it's nothing to brag about. It's nothing to be ashamed about. You either got it or you're not. I would have never known I had it had I not tried it. Some of you guys have it, but you won't even try. Some of you guys are great insurance salesmen and investors, but you'll never know because you won't try. You're afraid. You want that certainty that Kevin Strong is talking about. You're part of that 10%, but you're going to keep yourself deeply rooted in that 90%. You're following the followers. Yeah, you're right. They're not paying attention, but they don't care. He said most people, Cal, not paying attention to the real political situation, especially older individuals only watch legacy media. It's just so bad right now, man. You know, if you only knew who we're dealing with over there, it would be so bad, man. It would be a bad day for humanity. Okay, but you cannot put it past them because they've done it before. They've done it before, guys. Yeah, they're mad men. They're mad. But we're afraid over there. We won't speak up. They got you fighting and split over illegal immigration and DEI and all the other bullshit over there. These cocksuckers spending billions of dollars on a war that they cannot win. When's the last time America's won a war? Somebody's profiting off that shit. It's not you. Everything that you're paying for, you're paying more for it. Under this peace president. Under the guy who says, I'm going to bring price of eggs down on day one. I'm going to end the Ukraine and the Russian war on day one. And all the other lies. You know they're lies now. So come on out, take the mask off. Take that red MAGA hat off and burn it. You should join the damn protest. Get these people out of power. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, but they'll worry about $10 worth of extra food stamps that you getting. Or somebody send you a super chat, Thomas, and they'll get angry about it. This is how sick Americans have become. He said, I get so mad just thinking about how much money Trump is stealing over there. He doesn't care about nobody but himself. But let somebody send me $5 worth of super chat. Oh, they eat begging and all of that. This is crazy, right? Knowing this guy, they said he's the most corrupt president in the history. Not only in the United States, the shit that they're doing makes them the most corrupt administration in the entire world. Let me be quiet, man. Let me be quiet. Let me be quiet. I'm just telling you. You know, he said you can't get mad at a snake for being a snake. Exactly. He said you got to be mad at the people in the system that allow a snake in the building. Say that. It's a reckoning coming. MAGA has a reckoning coming. They're going to be like the Nazis. They're going to be hiding. They're going to be hunting MAGAs down. You watch what I tell you guys. Let them drop their bomb, man. They're thinking about it. It's crazy, man. Pisses me off, man. Because the Iranians ain't done shit. Talking about they the the world's worst terrorist, sponsor of terrorism. No, the United States is. Has always been. Nobody even comes close to the United States. Evil ass government, man. Hey, lad, I did thank them for helping you. And so, you know, anybody, no matter what you gave, I'm thanking you on behalf of her. Yeah. You phony too, man. I heard you call me shoe shine shoulders. That's uncalled for. I don't have nothing against you. I met you before your channel was popular. But when you called me that, man, I lost all respect for you. I don't have nothing bad to say about you or anybody else. But you know, that's disrespectful. I don't bother nobody. You know my name. I met you in the T-Back sports bar. Either the day of or the day before my meet and greet. But when you call me shoe shine shoulders, man, there ain't no cause for that, man. Don't let them guys build you up. Them people in the comments, you know, don't let them get you in trouble and all that stuff, because that's what they do. They push people into, you know, becoming something they're not. You've met me before. You know I'm the real deal. Hey, he said, nuke weapons. Yeah, I mentioned that in a private chat group a few weeks ago and received some major pushback on this subject from some people. Not calling out anyone. Yeah. I mean, you got to understand, a former senator who's privy to these, who was Republican and everything, who's privy to these conversations, said, yeah, they're having discussions about it. And you should be terrified. But you guys don't care. Hey, Cisco, thanks for the super chat. He said, the money for this came out of my retirement check, not my YouTube earnings. Salute, Brother Cal. You're a trailblazer. Hey, I really appreciate it, man. That's real talk. He said, if voting made any difference, they wouldn't let us do it. Yeah. And then this is the legacy media. Yeah, get out and vote. No, it ain't going to mean anything. All this gerrymandering and stuff they done, you know. When I vote in the presidential election, it's like a wasted vote. Unless I vote Republican. Because I can't even remember the last time. I don't even think Obama won Kentucky. When he was first elected president. I don't think he's ever won Kentucky. I voted for him the first time, not the second time, but it's like a wasted vote. Unless I vote MAGA, I'm not going to win in Kentucky. Okay? He said he told you he was a snake from the beginning. It's true, but this is true. If voting made any difference, they wouldn't let us do it. Mark Twain. It doesn't make a difference. They've got us fooled in thinking it does. Then get rid of the electoral Congress then. And then maybe, not that it would have made a difference, but maybe, what's the guy that George Bush won? Al Gore would have won. Well, see, if you'd have said this to me some time ago, I probably would have pushed back against it. But I know it is about reducing world population. He said it might be just a conspiracy theory, but some on YouTube are saying it's all about reducing the world population, starting with the Middle East, but you could be next. I don't put it past America. This is why I'm so worried about it. I'm not going to lose any sleep, but when they said, oh, yeah, they're thinking about it, I know they're talking about it. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. The president keeps saying it over and over. I'm going to blow them back into, you know, they'll never recover. I'm going to, you know, obliviate their civilization. The only way you can do that is with nuclear weapons. But when this former senator, congressman, came on and said, yeah, I'm privy to these conversations, because they were part of MEGA. That inner circle, not just part of MEGA, says, yeah, they're having that conversation right now. And Americans should be terrorized. It's going to open up all kind of shit then, guys. It's going to be, but they don't care. Crazy thing about it, they don't care, man. He said that's why they're trying to stop and suppress the vote. But even if, okay, it doesn't make a difference because they're not doing they're not doing anything for the people. Where's the pushback against Trump from the Democrats? Where's Congress? These are people we're voting in, Cisco. They're not doing their job. They're bought and paid for. Okay, even though the Democratic Socialists, right, they're gaining steam. Look at Hakeem Jeffries. He's against it because he's taking money from AIPAC. He's not going to push back against Trump and all that for real. Cory Booker and all them sorry-ass people. Man, them guys ain't doing nothing for us. He says, as a veteran that went to Iraq, lots of lies were told about the Iraqi people. Same thing going on. Lies just to get what they want and their agenda. I seen scripted lies from Donald Rumsfeld. Thank you. And it's a theater. Okay, this Todd Blanche confirmation, you knew that he was gonna get confirmed. But you on there all these signs and making all these arguments when it was just a show. It's the same way now that they want that money, the extra money to fight this Iran war. Oh, don't give it to them. We need health care. You cutting this and that. Knowing you're going to give them that money. Okay? And unless the Democrats really take over the House and do their job, they're going to get the $1.5 trillion. He says, that's why I don't play with people. It's a time and place for that. No, it's a Mitch McConnell. See how cruel and evil they are, knowing this man's incapacitated. But they're actually going to put AI. I'm talking about this is the government that's doing this, guys. Stop and think about this for a second. The government is putting AI photos of him and his wife like he's really cognizant. Okay. I don't even want to talk about it, man. It's crazy, guys. Instead of just telling the truth that, this man had cardiac arrest. That's what the 911 call was for. He had cardiac arrest. His heart stopped. They're rushing him to the hospital. Now all of a sudden, they moved him to a rehab center. Now, I'm recovering at home. Show your face, man. Show your damn face. Now, people are going to start holding these Congress people and everybody accountable. Stop talking about it. These guys are getting millions and millions of dollars. Look at that woman but I saw straight through her. She's getting millions of dollars from the crypto corporations. What's her name? Jasmine Crockett. And you see what happened. She ended up showing her true colors. She's campaigning for the opposition. This never happened before. This woman went on TV and campaigned for the opponent of a sitting congressman. We're cooked over there, guys. Taking all, but yet she put on all the show talking about Trump and all this because she got the gift, man. And made all these YouTube, viral YouTube videos. Oh, look at her holding them account. Ain't done shit. Same people that's paying Trump all that money's paying her. Look it up if you don't believe me. It's both sides. We're cooked, guys. Over there. Everybody's on the same team. It ain't no difference. Chuck Schumer and all them guys. Ha! It's crazy, man. Yeah, but you know, we're the ones that can use it because we'll justify anything. He said, when you are interrupting the world's number one resource, future, aka oil, isn't just the U.S. pushing the use of nukes. But listen to this, though. It's bigger than that. The Strait of Hormuz was open. Okay, prior to February 28th, even after the 12-day war back in June of 2025, they left it open. Everything was going normal over there. Until they start bombing, carpet bombing those people over there. There's a guy that was, I wish I knew this guy's name. Because I don't put a lot of confidence in any of them. But he said something about, there's nobody that's the United States is not under imminent threat to anybody. He said, we're surrounded by two gigantic oceans. We got the world's greatest military. But they've got y'all believing that we're under imminent threat from somebody. That's bullshit, man. But yeah. Well, but he says if it meant, Mark Twain said if it made a difference, Cisco, they wouldn't let you do it. You can vote for whoever you want to. If they're not going to do your bidding, what good does it do? And it's making it harder and harder on you to take care of your family and do the things that you have to do. Meanwhile, we're living in the greatest country that's ever existed, the richest nation that's ever existed, the greatest country in the world. But yet your life is a living hell. You got to work twice as hard. We've fallen so far. Look at our shitty infrastructure. Why you always get on here and talk about everybody else's infrastructure? Amtrak is your high-speed rail over in America. And y'all don't even push back against that. You don't even have health care. 70% of y'all watching this right now, your health care comes from your job. That's why you can't quit your job. You got to work till you die. That's right. It's one big lie. But if you say, oh, he's unpatriotic, he said, it's sad. This is not the second year. This is, okay. What are you saying? This is your second year living outside of America? I live here in the Philippines, Makati. Cal, you had a lot to do with my decision. I appreciate it, man. I just want people to understand that you got options, man. The fact that they're contemplating is what scares me. Because America's done it before, not once, but twice. And if they don't do it, Israel would do it. They've got nuclear weapons. That's the only way they're going to get Iran to move. Iran has a stranglehold on these people. Okay? You can't tell me that these great military minds didn't see that coming. Okay, maybe the nuclear weapons was always in the mix. You can't tell me that these 5-star generals and admirals and stuff didn't see Iran taking control of the Strait of Hormuz. That's bullshit. That's a lie. Yeah, this is what I'm saying, but nobody cares about this. We're distracted. Where's LeBron going to play in 2027? Gives a fuck about where LeBron's going to play. His old ass. You know, nobody want to see his old ass play. Sit your ass down. You taking somebody else's spot. Your time is up, man. But it's all about money. Oh, they talk about he's going to generate so many millions into the Philadelphia economy, but it's not going to benefit nobody but the rich. It's not going to benefit the average man, so why are you bringing it up? Sit your old ass down, LeBron, if you're listening to me. You can't run with them young guys on that team. And then he's going to want to start. Come on, man. Thank you. He says, Zelensky said America's protected by the oceans. See, this is what this other guy said. He made a great point. I can't think of his name. I believe it's Dave Smith. But I don't believe any of them, but he made a great point when he said that. He said, otherwise there would be more legitimate threats against the U.S., considering all the havoc we cause in the world. But we're protected, guys, by those two oceans. We don't play it all the way through, though. We've got that great military, man. Ain't nobody no imminent threat to America. All the shit we cause around the world. Yeah, they did it before. They're going to do it again. But I'm saying leave the people alone. There would be no Hamas if there was no occupation over there. There would be no Hezbollah if there was no occupation in southern Lebanon. We've been through all this before. I set off the coast of Lebanon in October, starting in October 1983 for 73 days. Okay? Remember when Israel invaded southern Lebanon and then they pushed back and blew up those Marines? 273 Marines lost their lives. For what? For what Israel was doing. Lebanon had nothing, posed no threat to America. We were over there backing up Israel. And then finally Reagan said, y'all committing a genocide over here. No, he said a Holocaust. We're out of here. We were over there because of what they did. The first terrorist attack that I can remember, they blew up those barracks. Hey, thank you. Yeah, we're cooked, man, as long as we're in bed with Israel. Imagine another foreign country like that. That's all I'm saying. Hey, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate the support. But yeah, guys, I got to get off here because I got a feeling I'm going to have to take Booby them back to school because Merlin's not feeling well. She's got a sore throat. And that's one thing about being over here. I get that sore throat once a year, man. I can deal with anything. But a sore throat and a stuffy nose. Anything else I can deal with, man. But swallowing, because you swallowing every damn second. I mean, it drives you crazy, man, to the point I had to go to the doctor. And they gave me some type of antibiotics, man. But you got to go through that hell for 2 or 3 days, maybe even a week. And boy, I tell you, I know it's coming. I just don't know when. I mean, it's like swallowing a handful of needles. But thank y'all, man, really for your super chat, super stickers. It's always, man, interesting, man, when I get on here with y'all. Y'all get me going. Because, and of myself, I can't think of this stuff right here that we be discussing. Y'all think I'm playing. I never talk about politics and stuff until I get on here. But thank you for your super chat, super stickers, all your support. But don't let this YouTube stuff get you upset, man. You either got it or you don't. And you're never going to know if you got it until you try. But it's not, everything's not a conspiracy. Some of this shit is, but not everything. Okay? I ain't going to lie. But take care, y'all.